Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been some time, but I'm back out on a shoot, and what a fantastic location to come to visit for my first shoot back into my landscape photography. I've made it out to Two Tree Island, to the wreck of this lovely boat here, for a very blustery morning sunrise shoot. Obviously it's sunrise because I just said it's morning, but anyway. Yeah, a little bit more cloud on the horizon I was hoping for, but that's always the way. But as the restrictions have eased ever so slightly, I thought let's take the opportunity to pop out here and take this lovely sunrise. So we're about 10 minutes or so away from sunrise. There may be a little bit of colour come up in the sky, so fingers crossed about that one. But it's just so good to be back out with my camera and enjoying photography again. So apologies about the really windy conditions, but that's what I've got today. I can't really do much about it. So the first composition I've got set up is the camera in portrait orientation, taking the lovely profile of this boat. What a fantastic detail and texture that I've captured at sunset before, but never done a sunrise shoot here. So yeah, really wanted to come here, and I've obviously got a long list of locations that I'm eager to get out and shoot at. But for this one, as it's only about 10 minutes down the road from where I live, it was well within the remits, I feel, of obviously the restrictions that we're still currently under. However, back to the photography. Camera set up in f8, ISO 100, 1/8 of a second as the base image, however bracketing 2 stops either side, just because obviously that dynamic range. Got some lovely detail and movement within the clouds. So for future images that I'm thinking of is swapping the camera around into landscape orientation, and then obviously putting on the 10-stop filter to really get some drama within the sky. But what I'm loving about this image in vertical orientation at the moment is we've got some of the lines that are left from where the tide obviously rolls in and rolls out, and it's kind of leading up on the right hand side of the image. On the left hand side there's that little sort of trestle table thingy-majig that I captured last time that I was here, that I really wanted to add as foreground interest. Luckily enough, one of the ropes from the old wreck is leading up from that up to the actual wreck itself, so hopefully with quite a balanced image on this first one. But yeah, what lovely conditions to actually come out and shoot. Really blustery, but it is dry, and that is a key thing. Not dry under the foot, but it is dry on head, so that's the most important thing at the moment. So I've got the camera down low now for a long exposure. I've put the 10-stop filter on at f8, it's giving me about an 8-minute exposure. So yeah, hopefully get some real drama within the sky this morning and make the most of the conditions that I've got. This really sort of blustery wind conditions. I've got a little chink of sunlight coming through from the rising sun, but that, to be frank, really not going to work out that well, to be honest. But I'm thinking with obviously these conditions, working it in my favour, possibly convert the image into black and white as well. But yeah, really enjoying this one. And while that one's cooking on the bulb timer, I think I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee. the 8-minute exposure didn't work. Yeah, miscalculated that one. So anyway, the sky has really changed. Fantastic. The clouds broken up a little bit more and the sunlight is popping through and creating a lovely image now. So still got the 10 stop filter on, however really sort of dialed it down. F11 now on the aperture, about 1 minute exposure, 45-second exposure, just working out really nicely. Let's just see what that one looks like. Yeah, really enjoying it. And it's such a tricky one really, because obviously you want an image with the movement of the sky, but where the foreground is so dark, you need obviously that dynamic range. So yeah, long exposure is something that I want to work on really going forward in my photography. And yeah, from this morning, definitely need more practice. So as I was mucking around with the super long exposures, I did actually use the 250D to take a couple of still images because the light was really fantastic. I only got obviously the 10 to 18mm lens on that one and zoomed right in at 18mm on the boat and framed up, so hopefully a couple of those images will work out quite nicely, and obviously I'll post up those images at the same time. But yeah, it's a lovely location to come to visit, and with the weather conditions as blustery as they are, it's really pushing the clouds through, and I really need to make the most of it. So I've got this lovely light on the boat. Let's try and see if I can find another composition to make the most of it. Dropping down low now and getting this side of the boat, working out really lovely with the golden light that's coming up behind me, casting some lovely interesting light over the foreground and then on this side of the boat as well. F7.1 ISO 100, and obviously doing a bracketed exposure just so I've obviously got that detail there should I obviously need it back in post-processing. But yeah, these wet conditions underfoot, muddy conditions, is really playing havoc with the tripod legs and making them super muddy. But at least I've got my waterproof trousers on that I can obviously not worry about kneeling down on the floor. Yeah, it's so interesting and so enjoyable just to be back out with the camera, regardless of what the conditions, and luckily enough now they're working really in my favour. I'm really enjoying it. That's concluded my shoot here at Two Tree Island at this wreck. Absolutely amazing, and as you can see now the sun is really shone through. I've really enjoyed myself this morning, and that was the main point that I had. Images, yes, hopefully I've got 2 or 3 that'll work out okay. Not too sure about the long exposures, but you never know. Once you're back at the computer you can obviously put them together, stitch them together, and see if the bracketed images actually work out well. But yeah, just to get back out with the camera is so inspiring and so good for my mental health. And on that point, yeah, I must admit it has suffered quite a bit over the recent few months, particularly with the pressures of work, home life, and just the general current situation that we're in, and hopefully now it's quite apt with the sunshine shining through, that light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully brighter days lay ahead of us. I want to also say thank you so much for your continued support. It really has been very, very helpful, beyond words, to be honest. And yeah, hopefully going forward, who knows how often these vlogs will be, but yeah, as I can slowly get out and about again, I'll be taking you guys along with me. Thank you ever so much for watching. If it's your first time watching, please don't forget to subscribe. If you've enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And next time, when hopefully it's a little bit less blustery, I'll see you next time. Take care. I must get myself a camera assistant. Make sure you comment below and apply.